here. Ew, that's so disgusting. It's an episode, a new one. Antisocial Socialite right here. Do you ever just like wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, I fucking hate everything I own, and then even worse, you wake up and you put the clothes on after you shower and straighten your hair and your makeup looks like you literally haven't slept in 3 days, because that's kind of like how I feel right now. And then you hate your outfit that you put on because the weather is so crazy and you don't know what tempy it's gonna be outside, because yesterday it was like 70 something and today it's 50. And I'm like, how do I dress? And I hate what I'm wearing right now, but I gotta rock with it because that's life. And also because I'll be late for work if I'll keep switching. I have like sensory issues. So yeah, okay. But anyway, happy 30th anniversary to me, guys. The Antisocial Socialite came out 3 years ago this week, and I'm like so pumped. So let's just like give a big round of applause to me. This was such an anticlimactic like anniversary video, but like happy anniversary. I've done like 80 something eps and I'm still rolling. Oh my god, I hate everything about my life right now. I look like a hunchback. I got like dangling. I probably am gonna go change after this. I'm so uncomfortable. What? Who am I? Yeah. It's my anniversary, guys. The longest relationship I've ever been in of the Antisocial Socialite. And yeah, I'm so pumped. I'm happy to still be doing this because I do like chatting with you guys. And I like just like randomly talking my shit and doing my thing. So that's it. Like, I don't know. Tell me your favorite part of the Antisocial Socialite thus far in these like almost close to 90 episodes. It's been a long time, guys. Yeah. I'm so tired. I might have to re-record this episode later on, for real. But anyway, we're going to quickly chat about my trip that I just took with mi madre to Virginia and DC. So, Mom is working like 7 days a week like a psychopath because she's in vacation rentals. And everybody's like, oh my god, I want to come to Cape Cod, and oh my god, rent me a place for like 80 weeks, and oh my god, I want to rent my house out for the summer. And she's like super stressed, and I was like, let's go on vacation. Well, actually, she proposed going on vacation, and I'm like, yeah, where do you want to go? She said, Williamsburg. Always wanted to go, never been. So that's what we did. So just a quick overview, and you can also go on my Instagram and watch the reel that I made, just like some pictorials from our trip. Not all of them, some of them. And yeah, we had a blast. So we flew into Richmond and had a delicious drive. Oh my god, everything was just so green down there, and like Massachusetts is like literally just starting to turn the corner for spring. But I can't believe I also said delicious. That's disgusting. About like an inanimate like activity such as driving. Inanimate. No, it's actually animated because you're moving. Oh my god, what is my life right now? Also, why is my face still so orange? But look at my bumblebee ring from Gucci. It's Gucci. Yeah. Okay, so we flew into Richmond. We drove to Williamsburg. It was a great, like, no traffic filled, green, highway lined, drive, and it was spectacular. And we got there. We were there till Wednesday morning, but it was really nice because we got to check out like Colonial Williamsburg, and we went to Jamestown. Couldn't drive around because it is turtle season. So bummed. I was like, they closed the road down because turtles are crossing the street. And while I appreciate nature, I'm like, turtles, you ruined it for us. But like, note to self, don't go during turtle season. And then we all, the two of us, went through Yorktown, and we went through the battlegrounds of the Revolutionary War, which was pretty cool because I was like, I'm literally hanging out in the space of like George Washington and Marquis de Lafayette, and yeah, it was really interesting to have like so much history right there and learn about it and revisit it. And not that I was there in the 1700s, but I mean revisit it because I learned about it in Escuela, okay? So that was like really interesting. And then Tuesday we ended up going back to Richmond because like Colonial Williamsburg's about this big. So I was like, hey, we just saw all the houses. What do we do now? So we ended up going to Richmond and we went to the Virginia Museum of Fine Arts. Fantastic. They have Fabergé eggs. I was like, what? I never thought I'd actually see one in my life. So that was pretty cool. And then, but they have like at least 5. And then like the whole Fabergé collection from Tsar Nicholas and Alexandra from Russia. Yeah, and it was just super cool. I was like, amazing. Then like, let's just like shout out my mom. She was my wing woman because I ended up going on a date with like this 24-year-old during the trip, and she came out to dinner with us. It was really nice. We had dinner for like 2.5 hours, enjoyed the company, and then made out with him in the parking lot. So like, I am basically on the line of like, am I officially a cougar, or am I like falling in the lines of like R. Kelly and Jeffrey Epstein, because that he's 14 years my junior, you know, but Betsy approved, so you know, whatever she says goes, right? Yeah, no, it was fun. We had a good time, and then we left on Wednesday, and we drove up. We went to the Marjorie Merriweather. Oh my god, you guys, I'm so tired. I didn't have a vacation from my vacation. Did you like that double chin action? Marjorie Merriweather Post. She's like the heiress of Post Cereal / General Mills, you know, CW Post's daughter. Of the whole cereal industry, basically. And after she divorced her 4th husband, like, goals, no, not really, but she built this house and lived in there until her death, I believe in the 1970s. And again, Fabergé eggs, okay, because one of her husbands was the ambassador to Russia. And just crazy art and furniture and just little niche nooks in the house. I mean, it was absolutely stunning, incredible. Highly recommend. Didn't tell you where it was, because where would you have been like, hey, where'd you go after you left Williamsburg? Well, I didn't tell you, but we ended up staying in Alexandria, and that's in DC, for the Hillman Estate, which is where Marjorie Merriweather I feel like I have to say her name. Marjorie Merriweather Post. She was American, but you know, I have to say her name like that. So she lived there. We lived there in our minds for Wednesday afternoon. It was great. And then we were like, yes, we're staying in Alexandria. It's going to be so beautiful. It was so disappointing. Going down King Street, there was like more vacant spaces than there were occupied spaces for shopping and all that stuff. And my mom and I really felt like everything that was there we could have bought at home. There was like, I literally got like some soaps. I'm like, whoa, massive shopping spree. Just trying to get soaps. Oh, they do smell really nice though. But and I even got those in Williamsburg. I didn't even get them in Alexandria. But I was like, oh, you know, it's all right. It is what it is. I don't need to spend just to spend. And then, so yeah, there wasn't anything to do in Alexandria. So we're like, well, that's massively disappointing. So then I spent all day Thursday becoming the president of the United States. Let me say that again. I spent Thursday becoming the president of the United States because I don't know what just came out of my mouth. I was like, I went to the White House, guys. And speaking of going to the White House, it was fantastic because I actually found a parking spot for free, like a block away. And I hate my outfit today, but that day I was looking so cute. I had the bright green blazer. You guys saw like a couple of episodes or even one episode ago. I don't even remember. And these like cobalt blue high-waisted pants with the color blocking was on point, right? And my yellow little disco bag and my necklace to tie it all in together. And I was like, I'm so fucking cute, right? But I'm obviously a massive color blocking target because I get out of the car and I cross the street, same side as the WH, White House, and I notice this guy. He has like a black furry hat, black leather coat with like fur trimmed in it, and gray sweatpants. So I was like, that's a little sus because even though it's cold, this outfit's not doing it. Like, suspicious to begin with, okay? And I was like, what are we doing here, sir? And he kept like turning around and looking at me. And then there was a bus stop that I was passing by, and he purposefully like stopped right at the bus stop, almost as like he was waiting to get on the bus, but stood way far away from the bus. So I was like, oh, no, he's like 100% following me. So I was like, this is like really unsettling, right? And I couldn't quite turn around and go back to the car and like whatever, right? So I was like, I'm gonna fucking, before I get human trafficked and mugged, I'm gonna make it to the White House, right? At least before I die, let me see that, right? So went over there, looked around again, right behind me, like staring him in the eyes, like, bro, I know you're fucking following me, right? And he's still following me. I'm like, oh, he's like unwell. And I'm about to be unwell because if he takes my life, I was like, meow. And I see this newscaster and like 2 production people with him. And I walked right over to them because the guy was probably like 20 to 30 feet away from me, so he wasn't super close, but close enough. And I went over to this group of men and I was like, hi guys, like this guy right behind me is following me, so I'm gonna just stand with you guys for a few minutes and just like hang out and pretend that we know each other. Okay, so one of them gave me a handshake and then the newscaster gave me a big hug. He's like, oh my god, he's like, so good to see you, you know, you met a weirdo in DC. I'm so shocked about that because all we have are like weirdos. I'm like, right, facts. The guy is like walking behind me, goes closer to the White House, is then still continuing to stare at me. I look at him, I'm like, nope, he's still there. So we're just chit-chatting. The guy was so sweet because he's like, I have daughters your age, I know what it's like. I'm like, I highly doubt it, sir, that you have a daughter that's 38 years old. He's like, well, 33. I'm like, close enough, but still, no. But thank you for thinking that I'm younger than I actually am. And so then I was like, this is so suspect. And then the guy comes back, walks past us, and then it's to my rear. He probably wanted to touch my rear, that's why. But he was like further back, and so then the guy that's to my right was facing this way. And I was like, is he still there? And he's like, no, he's not. And I was like, okay, good. So it looks like he went away, probably went to go mug somebody else. So then I was like, thank you guys for saving my life. Appreciate you, love you. I will, you know, rave about you forever, which is what I'm doing right now. And then I made my fat ass over to the fence. And I asked this like really nice family, like, can you take my picture? Because like I'm gonna be like, I wanted to be like Pablo Escobar with his son, right? Son, I'm pretty sure it was. I'm just imagining the photo, but like standing in front of the White House, like, hi, I'm America's Most Wanted, but I'm standing right in front of America's most famous house. What? Crazy. But I don't do drugs. I just in my head think I'm the queen of the South. So it's cool. It's fine. But so I had my pic taken and I was like, yes, did my photos. And then I ended up going a different way because I'm not that much of a dumbass, back to the car. And my mom was in the car because her knee was hurting, so she didn't want to walk. And I was like, cool, let's do that. So I gave her the keys just in case something happened. But I locked the door, so then I get back up and I'm like, unlock the door. I almost texted her to just be like, hey, unlock the door. But I was like scoping, you know, the scene and like making sure I was like super aware of my surroundings. And I'm like, open the fucking door. And she's like, what? And like for a solid 10 seconds, like didn't click in her head. I'm like, okay, I could have been killed at this point. Whatever. So yeah, I was like, Mom, why the fuck did you pause like that? I would have been dead. Whatever. But anyway, she was saying that there was 2 women outside of the car that kept pacing back and forth. And I was like, oh, I wonder if they're like a whole ring together and they spotted me and then they like gave the heads up to the guy like, hey, you know, this really colorful bitch is coming your way. Let's like do something about it. So thankfully they didn't kidnap my mom. Thankfully they didn't kidnap me. I'm still alive to tell this tale, but like, what the fuck? Okay. So then I was like, let's get the fuck out of here. Then I ended up going to Lincoln Memorial, hung out with good old Abe, like beautiful to see it in person. And it was a really nice and sunny day, even though that trip was cold as fuck. And it wasn't until I got to Boston, it was like 80 degrees. So I was like, thank you for taking a whole week of vacation to be cold, but it's cool because I enjoyed the trip, like regardless. Okay. So allergies are like kicking in. So sorry, I'm getting a frog in my throat. And so went to Lincoln Memorial, and what the fuck else do we do that day? I don't even know. But it was great. It was a nice day. We had a good time. Then Friday, we went to the National Portrait Gallery. Spectacular. Loved it. And then went to the Hirshhorn. That fucking blew massive dick. I got like to the point where I was a Karen. I wrote a Google review about how awful it is, and I never leave good or bad reviews about anything, but they literally fucking sucked there. From the woman that was like, because I was like, hey, do you guys have any timed tickets left for the Kusama exhibit, which is the only reason why I went there. And she's like, no, because you need to go online at noon the day prior and buy them. And it's been like that since at least last October. I'm like, you could have just politely been like, hey, unfortunately we don't have them, please come visit us another time, we would love to see you. Nah, she had no customer service, so I was like, already off the bat, like, fuck you, ho, hate this museum. We go upstairs, there's literally like one painting or like photograph every like 30 feet. So I'm like, the walls were bare. There was only like one room that was like cool enough to even like take pics in. And then I was like, this place fucking blows. Like, I'm leaving. Thank God it was free, because I would have been like, well, first of all, if we had to pay, I would have been like, nah, we're leaving if we can't see Kusama, because that's the only reason why I fucking came here. But it was a colossal waste of time. So guys, never go to the Hirshhorn. But I was literally like, I'm gonna fucking leave a review. I'm gonna be a Karen. It wasn't even like that harsh, but I was like, no, you guys suck. Like, this is a complete waste of time. Don't ever go to this museum. 1 star. Would have given it 0 if I could, but I couldn't, so that's why they got the 1. And I was like, whatever, this fucking sucks. So then, where else did we go? Oh, and then we went to lunch. No, we went to lunch in Foggy Bottom. Such a weird name. Love it. At North Italia. It was really good. I ate wheat this whole trip, even though I have the wheat allergy, so I feel like super bloated, and it's okay. I'm like course correcting this week, but my skin's been on fire every time I was eating it. I was getting like splotches and like, kind of like just breaking out in hives, but it's okay, because is it okay though? I don't know, but like, I'm okay. I'm here. I'm alive. And that's just how it goes. But then we went to the Hirshhorn, and I was like, fuck you, that sucks. Went to the Capitol building, and I was like, no part of my body wants to storm this place right now. Like, this is gorgeous. And I didn't feel the need to be like a QAnon Trumpster in like red, white, and blue, like, regalia and be like, yes, let me run up these steps and like smash windows. I was like probably one of the very few. No, actually, it was really beautiful, and nobody was a psychopath like they were on January 6th, so it was great. And like, they all should have been just fucking shot down. Like, and I'm so anti-gun, although I did want to shoot a musket at Williamsburg, and it just didn't happen. But like, no, like, I don't feel bad for the people that like, one got shot, one had a heart attack, one died of a drug overdose. Like, you guys chose to like storm this, and actions do have consequences. So, but I think more people, at least if they were like poo poo poo, like shot in the air to like disperse the crowd, that would be one thing. But also, the reason why they didn't get shot is because they're predominantly white men. And like, I can't speak for all Capitol Police, but like probably a lot of them were like, fuck, like, we're here at this like insurrection, but we can't really do shit because these are our friends and we're in uniform, so we can't do this shit. No, hopefully the Capitol Police are like normal humans, but it was beautiful. We saw the Supreme Court. I was like, get fucking Clarence Thomas out of here so I can whoop his ass, because he's a piece of shit. We tried to go to Arlington National Cemetery, but it was like too much for us to like do that day. So all in all, it was like a really great trip. Flight was delayed 3 hours coming home, so it was like snooze fest USA. But we had a great trip. I'm exhausted. I took a bomb-ass nap on Sunday, and then which caused me to then not sleep Sunday night, and then I worked on Monday, and then I went out to dinner till like at least 10 on Monday, and then I was like, why? And by Monday, I mean today's Tuesday morning, and that's why I look so tired, my friends. I'm so exhausted, but I gotta leave and go to work right now. maybe before I'll change my outfit. I don't know. But I love you guys. I'll see you next week. I do have an interview. I just got to edit that shit out because it is 2.5 hours long. But I will come back with an episode with an interview soon. And I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Don't look at my nails. They're like overgrown. Dazzle dry though. They last me like a week and a half. But she like put it out like 800 centimeters past like my cuticle. Cool. All right. I'll see you guys later.